Yes, student. In previous video, we have seen section A 1 to 12 question, 1 to 11 question. Now, in this video, we will discuss from 12 number question. The 12 number question is a doctor advise a person to take an injection of insulin because. So, first of all, you know about the function of insulin. What is the function of insulin in our body? And in case of deficiency of insulin, what kind of diseases occur? Then we can write down this question's answer. So here a doctor advise a person to take an injection of insulin because in the body the production of insulin is not occur in proper amount, and the function of insulin is to maintain the glucose level in our body. But due to some deficiency, the insulin is not secreted in approximately amount, which is required to balance the level of glucose inside our body. So in case the doctor advise a person to take an injection of insulin, if the person who is suffering, who is not able, his her or his body not able to secrete the insulin, then what happened? Suddenly the rising of glucose level in our body is occur, and due to that one disease is occur, that is called the diabetes. So a doctor advise a person to take an injection of insulin because if it is not naturally occur in the body, then it is quite difficult to maintaining a glucose level in our body, and the sudden increase of glucose in our body that causes diabetes. So maintaining the level of glucose, a doctor advised person to take the injection of insulin. Now the next question, 13 number question, define reflex action. As we discuss in brain and then after spinal cord, and the third topic that is of reflex action. In case of emergency, the receptor is not passed to the or not go to the brain. In emergency condition, the spinal cord take the decision, and according to that the muscle tissue react. So that kind of emergency action which is controlled by spinal cord, that is called the reflex action. Let's see in detail. Reflex action is a sudden and involuntary response to the stimuli. Stimuli means any changes occur in outer atmosphere, and to respond them, that is called the stimuli. So the reflex action is sudden and involuntary response. Involuntary response, that means which is not controlled by our self, that comes under to a involuntary response, and it helps to organism to quickly adapt to an adverse circumstances that could have the potential to cause the bodily harm or even death. Pulling out a hands away immediately after touching a hot or cold object, it is a classic example of reflex action. As we discussed in chapter 2, this example only, then whenever our hand is touched to the hot or cold surface, then we suddenly immediately keep away our hand from the hot or cold object. So this kind of action is comes under to a reflex action because it is a sudden and involuntary response to the stimuli, and It is help to organism to quickly adapt and adverse circumstances. And such kind of action which is controlled by the spinal cord. Here you can see in the figure that this is a nerve ending. This is a sensory nerves. This is a sensory nerves who carry out the sense, who carry out the information and pass out to the, this is a spinal cord. Spinal cord, then after this sensory nerves is give this message to a spinal cord. Spinal cords is give their final decision to the motor nerves, and motor nerves that pass that message to the muscles, and then muscles do the stimuli, means muscle do the response. Here also you can see this is a reflex action example. Whenever our body is touched with the hot object, then our sensory organ who receive the sense that pass out that message to the spinal cord, and then after the spinal cord is give their message to the motor nerves, and motor nerves give this message to the muscles, and muscle cell do the action, means muscles contract and withdraw parts being a stimulate. So this kind of action that comes under to a reflex action. Here you can see there is no any kind of involvement of brain is occur because it's a sudden and emergency situation. So this kind of actions comes under to reflex action. Now the next question, that write down the function of cerebrospinal fluid. The question number 14, write down the function of cerebrospinal fluid. In this question you have to write down both the function. First of all, you know what is the cerebrospinal fluid, where is it located, and what is the function of it. So as we know that the cerebrospinal fluid is present in a brain as well as in a spinal cord. In the brain there is a three membrane is there in a skull, and between that the space is there, and that space is known as a meaning. So this kind of fluid is present in that space. So this liquid is known as a cerebrospinal fluid. What is the function of cerebrospinal fluid? It's help, or you can say it protect the brain and the spinal cord to a outer shock. It is work as a cushion like structure. So the 14 number question, write down the function of cerebrospinal fluid. So you have to write down in both the condition, brain as well as spinal cord. It is present in the space between the membrane, and that liquid is known as the cerebrospinal fluid. And the function of this cerebrospinal fluid, it is provide a protection to the outer shock to the brain and spinal cord. It is work as a cushion like structure. Now let's move further. Question number 15. Write down any one advantages of sexual reproduction. As we know, studied in a chapter reproduction, in that sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In that we studied that in sexual reproduction, male and female both are participate. So due to that, the chances of variation as compared to the asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction have more. If the variation is there, then the evolution is also, there is chances of evolution is there also. And this evolution and variation helps to species survive in particular temperature, particular atmosphere. So you can write down any one advantage of a sexual reproduction. Let's see in detail which kind of advantages of sexual reproduction. Here you have to write down only one advantages. So basically you have to write down in this question about the significance of sexual reproduction. So let's see in detail. Here you have to write down only one, but you must know about the other advantages too. So let's see the significance of sexual reproduction in that variation, as I told you, that due to the reshuffling of chromosome and the crossing over, the sexual reproduction brings about the variation in almost all the characteristics so that no two individuals are similar. The second advantage is that vigor and vitality. That means it maintains the vigor and vitality of the individual. The third main importance of this sexual reproduction is uniformity of population. Means due to the flow of gene amongst the individual during the sexual reproduction. That means from the male and female both have their own gene. So the uniformity of population is maintained where there is a broad resemblance of all the individual with one another. The last and most important, that is of evolution. And here in sexual reproduction there is genetic change brought about by sexual reproduction. It's play an important part in evolution of new forms. Here the play is there, the spelling mistake is there, so kindly ignore it. And another one more topic you can write down, that first variation, then after you can write down the evolution. So this is the detail of that question, you can write down one of it. Now let's move further the next question. Now let's move further. Question number 16. What is a good source of energy? So here you have to write down the characteristic of the good source of fuel. As we discussed in the chapter, there is a 5 or 6 character by which we can say that it is a good source of energy. Let's see in detail. So what is a good source of energy? A good source of energy is one that it does a large amount of work per unit volume, or you can say mass, means the calorific value of the fuel is high. So we can get the maximum output. So the first character, that does a large amount of work per unit volume or mass. The second one, that can be easily accessible, means we can easily use it. The third one, that is easily stored and transferred. It is also one of the character of the good source of energy, that the source of energy can be easily stored and the transferred. The fourth one, that it is a economically cheap, means everybody can easily use. Then we can consider it as a good source of energy. The fuel, good fuel as a good source of energy. Here in detail you can write down that it should be a very cheap, it should be easily available, its ignition temperature should be well above the normal temperature, otherwise the fire means accidents is occur, chances of accidents is occur. The fourth one, that it should be conveniently handled and the transport, as we see, it should not produce any poisonous material during a burning, means it must not cause any kind of dangerous, or you can say the harmful produce harmful substance, means it is a eco-friendly, not cause any kind of pollution. Its combustion rate should be a steady and the controllable. It should not leave any residue or ash after burning, means the complete combustion is necessary. 8 number, a good fuel should have a high calorific value so that higher amount of heat may be obtained by burning a little fuel. So this is a characteristic of a good fuel or good source of energy. Now in next video we will discuss about the section B. In section B, the question number 17 to 26 is there, and in section B, the each question that carries 2 marks, and the total marks of section B is 20 marks. Section A that carries 1 mark and total question is 16. And in section B, the 2 marks question is there, and total 10 question is there. So the total marks is 20. So if you are learn only MCQ, then 1 mark and 2 mark question, then you can easily cover a 36 marks. From next video we will discuss section B. Thank you.